All right. We're going to try that again. All right. Welcome to another episode of She Builds Tech Skills North America. We're going to go through that a little quickly. I'm Candace Bohannon. I'm one of the core team members, and today we are joined by a panel broadcasting live from reInvent in Las Vegas. Very excited to be here. So excited we forgot to push on mute. And so now we're going to start over, and I'm going to pass it along to my co-host, Brittany Wolfram, to introduce herself.
Awesome, Brittany Wolfram. I'm also part of the She Builds North America core team, so excited to be here with you all. And I am going to ask the first question. Just have you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about why you're at reInvent.
Sure. I'm Christina Moss, the Director of Cloud Services for Rockwell Automation. I'm here to learn. I think there's a lot of great content, a lot of things to do, a lot of networking, which I really enjoy, a lot of the executive events, which I think are great. And this is my team's first time being here. So it's helping them learn and bringing them along for the journey and really exposing them to a lot of things. And I think they're a little bit, overwhelmed by how much content there is here to absorb. But it's a good time. It's probably my favorite event of the year.
Awesome. I'm Claire Weiner. I'm a data scientist at Securian Financial. This is also my first time at reInvent. I'm also a little overwhelmed at the amount of content there is to take in. But I work at AWS day in and day out. And so I'm here to learn and absorb and try to take back as much as I can to make improvements in things I do day to day.
Hi, everybody. My name is Anna-Rena Komljenovic, and I am the country director for AWS Business in EMEA for Deva Team, AWS Premium Partner. I'm also a president and board member of Right Text Women organization. It's a non-governmental organization, a council for ECOSOC for United Nations. And I'm also featured in the Strong Women of IT global report this year, so 2023. Yay! And I'm here to learn like everybody else. It's absolutely my favorite season. Having been in AWS, it has been a great opportunity to learn, to reconnect with people, colleagues, learn new people, networking, and also just have a lot of fun and walk a lot. So it's a sports event, actually.
Yeah. That's awesome. So let's reverse the order now, and let's talk a little bit about what you're most excited about at reInvent. This could be an announcement, a session that's coming up. Like, what are you really looking forward to? And Arena, kick us off.
I am always super excited about what all the new announcements are. This year has been very curious because it felt like it's almost like pre-reInvent event with all the announcements coming out. I was like, what are they going to have left? This is like the suspense is going to build up. I'm like, they've had all these great announcements. So, Bedrock and everything. And today, wow. Like Q, and I'm really looking forward to Swami, to Ruba, as well as, of course, Werner. I'm just like, it's very suspenseful.
Yeah. I would say, similar to all the pre-announcements that happened, something that's very topical in my job is Gen AI. Of course, it's topical everywhere. But you hear, executives and leadership talking about how Gen AI is going to change the way we work. It's going to change the products that we build. And as a data scientist, it's kind of my job to make that change happen and use Gen AI to do that. So it's really great to be learning about it, learning how I can leverage AWS tools to make that change.
Same. I mean, I love all the announcements. I love kind of just learning the new things. I feel like the keynotes are just exciting. And it's just interesting to see like who they bring on stage and what they're talking about, especially the customers. I think seeing the customers and what they have to say and how they've been using the technology is always super interesting. And being in some of the sessions where they're doing that is great. But for me, I have this woman who I had hired at McDonald's years ago, and she's doing a session tomorrow at Caesars at 1:00. It's on the CCOE and what they built at McDonald's. And I hired her out of college, and I feel like I'm a proud mom. But I told her already that I'll be in the front row. And her name's Betty Gomez. So if you have time and you want to go see her, you can tell her I sent you. And if she is embarrassed, it's because that's my job. I've done my job as her work mom. But I'm very excited to see her. I'm just very proud at the fact that, watching someone who, being in an environment where it's, very male dominated, to have this woman who started like right out of college and see her kind of grow and develop and be able to be on stage like that is just, it's very,
Amazing.
very inspiring. So I'm promoting her, and
Yeah.
and
Definitely.
just celebrating that.
That's so exciting.
Yeah.
I mean, announcements, having like mentees, someone you hire going through
Yeah.
that. That's just really, I
Yeah.
mean, that gives you the goosebumps.
I know. I'm very excited. I probably will cry. I'm not gonna lie. I'm just very proud of her.
Hey, it's the moment to do it.
Yeah, and I want to see. I like being able to be part of people's journey like that. Whether no matter who they are, I really feel like as a leader, it's really important to kind of be able to support your people no matter what they're doing. And I like that even though our careers kind of have diverged a little bit, just being there to support your people forever is important. So I'm excited about that.
I call it being a talent multiplier
Yeah.
and being able to all right, you've been able to do some good things and then seeing other people being able to spread that and help others grow. It's more exciting as a leader to see others grow than
Yeah.
yourself sometimes.
Yeah.
And I think that's a perfect example of that.
Yeah. Absolutely.
That's great. So let's talk a little bit about women in tech. So we'll position a little bit about away from reInvent, but what excites you most about the future of women in tech, or what are you actively doing in women in tech today that you are just excited and want to share about?
What I would say is that I had volunteered years ago at this school, and they were talking about to talk to a bunch of fifth grade girls. And what we talked about was a lot of girls have an interest in math and science in elementary school, but they kind of fall off when they get to high school. And I sat down and I said, here's all the things that we do. Here's applications that you use on your phone that are built by women. Here are some, you like makeup. Here's all makeup that was designed by women, which is science. And really kind of seeing that, those things click in their heads. And I really I don't want to be the only woman in the room. The amount of times that probably all of us have sat in a room where there's 40 guys and there's you, it's I want to be able to see more faces that are that represent a lot of different diversity.
Mm-hmm.
And there's so much opportunity for that. And I really love just seeing more of that and people embracing their ability to grow in their skills and seeing more people that are interested in not even just the project management side and the technical side of how do we be strategic, but also there's more women hands-on tech. And I think that's really just exciting. And I even at this conference, being able to see, having been here for a few years and seeing more and more women is really it's great. It's great to see.
Yeah, I'm similar. I'm earlier in my career, and each year it seems like there's more women being hired out of college to join technical workforces, and then also seeing women in leadership above me, so that as I grow in my career, I'm feeling more and more confident that I won't be the only one once I get to that level. And so it's, appreciative of all the women that have paved that path before me, of course, and then continuing to foster that growth early in the career to keep promoting women to that level and show that we can get there. And then in terms of what I do, for women, you mentioned, girls in elementary school, middle school, having that math and science drive. I've done volunteering with an organization in Minnesota where you go into a middle school and there's groups of girls that build out a whole business plan of an app that they want to build. And then they also do the technical building. And I've been a mentor in that program to, foster that growth and show them that, those big ideas that you have that young, you can do something about it now, and you can continue to kind of build on that in the future.
Claire, before you answer, I actually think I might be involved in the same organization. We should talk about that afterwards.
Yes,
So sorry.
yes, for sure. I'd love to know.
Sorry.
There you go. A connection point.
Yeah, networking.
It's reInvent. It's
Yeah.
be reInvent now.
Exactly. And I mean, AWS has a lot of programs, different programs in different geos. And when I was at AWS, I was part of the AWS Get IT, where you become an ambassador and you sponsor schools And these are girls aged 13 to 14-year-old, and it's to really to show them and be a role model, show that you can have careers in tech which are not tech, that there's lots of different opportunities out there. You don't need to be behind the computer and coding, and tech can be anything really. And I was the ambassador for Switzerland and sponsored 2 schools. We taught them over the whole school year, did boot camps, taught them design thinking, and the whole idea is that they come up with an app for their community or for their school, where they really go through the whole process of how do you think about the user experience, of what is it all about, and then going slowly into tech and learning about tech, that tech is not like scary, but it can be, anybody can do it. And then they goes on and for the app design, how it's going to look, and what kind of technologies you're going to use, and security and customer experience, and so on and so forth. And my team actually won the Swiss national competition, so yay, good stuff. So also a very proud moment.
Yeah.
And it's really amazing how it's not just about the tech, but it's also how you work together. How do you really start networking and mentoring? And I also did a Builder Girls program in Austria, which is actually a copy of the Finnish program. Ursula Koski, who's the SA leader in Finland, she started to collaborating this with Women Code organization at the COVID times, and they have had like a massive response and getting women on paths from all walks of life and all different careers, and they were streaming the content. The Finnish SA community was doing the enablement, and then the women could have not just the opportunity to do cloud practitioner certification or SAA, so solution architect associate, which immediately improves their employment possibilities, their salary range, and the future prospects. But you can also do the mentorship, you can also network, you can also get the interview tips and how to build a CV, because it's like me, I'm coming from banking and finance, and I've been also the almost the single woman in the room. It gets really lonely out there.
Yeah.
So, and when I've been hiring manager at AWS, it's like you have like 10 basic qualifications what you have to have, and men think that they have 4. I'm certainly going to do this, and then women have all 10 plus some 7 preferred, like extras, and they're like, well, no, I'm not good enough. So how do we actually promote the also the self-confidence and the ability for women to apply for these things? So it's not just that you get fresh out of school into these jobs, but the women are actually not applying because they don't think that they're good enough.
But it's also people like you all joining us today, speaking about it, promoting each other, bringing people together, and talking about the experiences that really opens it up. So I get very excited when we get to stream like this and we get to bring our audience together and talk about what's going on, what we're excited about, what we're facing. And it's like, we're not sugarcoating any of it, but we're just bringing it to the surface to be more normal to do and to grow as a woman, and to be accepting of the fact that you are worthy and you have done everything and you are overqualified to go into the room.
Yeah, and that's the organization where I'm the NGO I'm the president of. We actually have programs where we do enablement in different continents, and we are about human rights and about getting people and women into STEM and tech, and the goal is to train and enable 500,000 women over 30 countries plus. So super excited.
Yes, very exciting. I just went to the SWE conference in LA this fall, and it was such an interesting, because it's all women engineers, and I was I had a great time because I love talking to all these women who are just kind of in various points of like college and figuring out what they want to be when they grow up. And I was able to like make offers to three women as to be interns this summer, and they all accepted. So I'm very excited that like we're just going to continue to add women to our team.
That's
But
amazing.
I love that whole experience of like just seeing that there are women out there who are like, I want to do this. And to your point, there's lots of different things you can do in tech. It doesn't all have to be behind the keyboard.
Yeah.
There's lots of different roles to play, and everybody should just kind of look at the opportunities for as a whole. And it's hard because you don't really ever get that view. So having somebody like you that's going out there and saying, there's other jobs to have. You don't have to just be this. You can be a lot of different things is great. Like that's good work.
One of the phrases that I really like that I heard during the Women of the Cloud event is that you can't be what you can't see. And so that really is the purpose of all of this is like, you know, we're all like different people in different roles. There's a lot of different roles for us, and there are actually a lot of women, and we're eventually going to kind of bridge that gap in technology. And I think that's why I'm really excited about She Builds in general. So I really appreciate all of you being here. It's been really great.
Thanks for taking all the
Awesome.
steps to get here.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Thanks everyone.
you.
See you next time.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye.